Well, Jaguars tight end Patrick Murtagh, are you living the dream now, coming all the way from Australia here, playing for the Jaguars?
Yeah, it's definitely a childhood dream of mine. To be out here training with the best of the best in the best facilities, it's honestly so amazing, and making sure I can make the most of every day when I come in here and be a sponge and soak up as much as I can.
How excited are your family for you?
They're so excited. We've got some merch back home for them. My mum, my sister, and my little dog back home. They've all got the shirts, and they're all wearing it, sending photos to me every day. All my friends and family as well, asking when the season starts, and it's awesome to see the big support group back home.
You're the next Australian to play in the NFL. Does that come with a little bit of pride?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, you've got the likes of Jordan Mailata, and you've got Adam here as well. It's awesome. So they've all been so helpful through the reigns, and it's just really awesome to see that the game's growing back in Australia and making sure that we can give a pathway for those back home when they may not think that there is one.
You've gone through OTAs, now you're going through mandatory mini camp. Training camp's just a month away. What is now the difference that you can see between American football and Australian rules?
Definitely the physicality, the tempo of everything, not only when we're training, but even just in the gym as well, where we're moving. There's so much more classroom work. There's, as I said before, the physicality is so intense, and just everything is a big change from AFL.
Did you expect that to be such a difference?
Yeah, obviously watching the sport back home, you could see and get a feel of how physical and how violent this game is, but it's a different story when you line up there and you got the likes of all the best in front of you. It's a different story and a different sort of physicality for sure.
I don't know much about Australia. I've never been there, but it seems like maybe it's similar to Florida, hot, sunny beaches. Is that right?
Yeah, no, definitely the exact same. The beaches, I'll be biased, but it is a lot better in Australia. I live 5 minutes from the beach, so it's awesome. So being in Jacksonville, the weather's the same. Everything's kind of the same, to be honest, so it feels like home.
So training-wise, with the climate being similar, is it a little easier then to compete when you're out in the Florida sun?
Yeah, everyone knows how hot it is over here. It's pretty much the same back home where I'm from in the Gold Coast. It does get very hot and muggy. Temperature, everything is the same. So it made it a bit easier to climatise over here, but the heat doesn't make it easy for anyone.
I saw you kicking after practice last week, with the new kickoff rules. Heath was talking about possibly using a non-kicker for kickoffs. Are you comfortable with that? Is that something that you'd like to do?
The coaches I've had through the reign, so James Cook and all those coaches through the IPP, made it clear that the more you can do, the better. So we made sure that coming in here, we just try to build on skills. So I do some snapping as well, I do some punting. I mean, if they have to, I'll line up and have a kick for the kickoffs as well. Just the more you can do.
Last week, I also saw Doug Peterson lining up on defense against you, who was coaching you after one of the drills. Having a guy like him who's familiar with coaching tight ends, does that help at all?
Yeah, 100%. And as I said earlier, it's all about being a sponge and just soaking up as much information as possible. And especially being the head coach and everything, it really does mean a lot. So everyone around here has been so helpful with helping me with information and finding my feet over here. And honestly, as I said, just being a sponge, taking it all in and making sure we make every day count.